All right, Dennis. Well, we're ahead of Game 3 between the Calgary Flames and Edmonton Oilers. Our coverage here on the fourth period is brought to you by Bitbuy. Use referral code TFP and receive up to $50 in free crypto while terms and conditions apply. Series is now tied 1-1, but for the Calgary Flames, if you're Daryl Sutter, what's your message heading into Game 3, Dennis?
Okay, no special teams play. Not 6 for one and 5 for the other. No 40 shots for each side. We have to play Calgary Flames hockey. And even when they won, they got away from what they won with all season. Right? Limiting chances, getting great goaltending. Sutter might ask Jacob Markram to make a save in Game 3, too. That might help this team as well. So totally got to get back on script. Got to impose your will and your style, because the type of game they played in Game 2, they'll lose in Game 3.
You know what? It's actually really funny you mentioned Jacob Markstrom, because both of these goalies were talking points heading into this season and into the playoffs. Obviously, Markstrom, the Vezina caliber season he's had, and Mike Smith, his tail end of the season, he was really, really good. But it's a toss-up right now of who you'd want between the pipes.
You have to give Mike Smith credit. Like, he battled through that game. It wasn't a good start, and we mentioned last night at 3-1, it looked like they were going to go home in an 0-2 hole, but that didn't happen. Mike Smith, yeah, he doesn't look the greatest. His form's never going to be the best, Irf, but he made the big saves in the big spots. He held the team in. But from the Edmonton standpoint, Irf, they lost 17 of 20 faceoffs in the third period. Like, to win that period 2-0 and to lose 17 of 20 faceoffs, you can't do that again. So it's not like the Edmonton Oilers played some perfect game. They have to be much tighter. I will say this. Duncan Keith played one of his best games in an Edmonton uniform in Game 2. He really needed to stand up, because you could see Nurse, he's not 100% physically.
You know what? When you look at these two teams and obviously the Battle of Alberta, I mean, you know that place is going to be rocking. You know Rogers Place is going to be absolutely bananas as soon as puck drop, even hours before in that little area. So if you're the Calgary Flames, you just have to weather that first 10-minute storm, don't you?
You do, and not for nothing, the Edmonton Oilers haven't been great with the momentum of the crowd. Like, they've lost games at home in the last series, so that they might be the more nervous team, because they're probably figuring, okay, we got away with one in Game 2. We're playing with house money. We now have the home ice advantage, but they haven't been opportunistic when they've had that advantage in these playoffs. So to me, it's a toss-up game. There will be some fans from Calgary driving up for the game, like there were Edmonton fans driving down to the Saddle Dome. So I think the atmosphere is going to be off the hook, going to be exciting. It's a question of, right, the first 10 minutes, you know that Connor and Leon and Kane are going to come at the Flames. Can they withstand that? Can they play their game, which wasn't at Edmonton 1-2, and get back to Calgary Flames hockey? If they can escape the game with a victory.
DB, thank you very much for this. You know the place is going to be rocking. It's the Battle of Alberta. Now it's headed to Northern Alberta for Games 3 and 4 in Edmonton.